Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania. A vacation wonderland that golfers have been visiting, well, almost from the beginning of the time when people started to come here to get away from the hustle and bustle of the cities on the East Coast. But golf in the Pocono Mountains took a huge step forward when they built Jack Frost National, a championship golf course right across the street from famous Jack Frost ski area. We're going to take you up and down the hills and through all of the thrills here at Jack Frost National on this latest episode of The Traveling Golfer.
One moment changes everything. Distance, precision, decided in a microsecond. So reduce your ball spin and get the most performance at impact with 4 yards more. A next-gen golf tee proven by pros and players like you. The unique durable design flexes at contact, reducing ball spin, giving you tighter control and more distance. So change your game and get 4 yards more. Brought to you by Greenkeepers. Golf smart.
Jack Frost National, right across from Jack Frost, the famous ski area in the Pocono Mountains. You can see the mountains. Well, we got the mountain man himself, Keith DeVos, the general manager of Jack Frost National. And I say mountain man because you've sort of spread out here a little bit. We'll talk about that. It has been a steady growth pattern for Jack Frost National since you got here.
Yes, Tony. It's been, the golf course itself has come out of, a kind of slow start to the beginning of it, and we've expanded all our facilities here with our pavilion that we build outside, so the golfers have somewhere to hang out and talk about all their good and bad shots after their round, and so it's been a nice growth here at the golf course, and we're just still trying to get the word out there.
Well, the foundation of any good spot in the Pocono Mountains has to be golf, because that is the number one attraction. But this particular case, you started with a great golf course from the beginning, and it continued from there. Not an easy piece of ground to build a golf course on, but you did make it very playable.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job with the design of the golf course for a mountain course. There's really no blind shots out there. You do get some uneven lies, but that is typical of a mountain golf course. But it's fantastic. Tee to green, it's pretty open and fair, and then once you get to the green complexes, that's where the fun begins. So
let's talk about that a little bit, because I think the imagination that was shown in the design of the green complexes is amazing. Some of them have deception bunkers back in the fairway and no real bunkering around the green itself. Others have some really imaginative, beautiful bunkers right on the side of the green that, well, you probably don't want to get in them.
No, there's a few holes, especially with the terrain out here, with it being a mountain course. There are certain greens that you're on that it looks like you're actually putting uphill, but you're actually putting downhill. So it does lead to a few 3-putts on the golf course, and that's what the architect's looking for when they build a mountain course. So.
Yeah, there are greens that when you get out there, it's not 1 or 2 factors, it's 3 or 4 factors: side hill, uphill, double breakers, all kinds of things that really add to the challenge of the golf course. But no matter how challenging it gets, you can always walk to that next hole, take a deep breath, and let the views overcome you. It sort of calms you a little bit.
Yeah, it sure does, Tony. It's just a pretty golf course, tee to green. I mean, you get on some of these tee boxes and it's just, you can see for miles. So
the rhythm to your round at Jack Frost National builds as you go through. The front 9 maybe a stroke or two less difficult. I don't want to say easier, there's nothing easy in golf, but less difficult than the back nine. Agree?
Absolutely. You know, the back nine does have a couple longer par fours on it. The par fives are not as gettable, where the front nine you do have the fourth hole, which is, you know, for a longer hitter, you're going to be hitting a drive and probably a long to mid iron into it for your second shot. So you do have some holes where you can get some strokes back.
Number 13 is a perfect example of the trickery at Jack Frost National. Relatively short, around 350 yards, but plays much longer. It's uphill, usually into the wind. You're going to have a 150-yard shot coming in to a tough green, especially when that pin's tucked back left like it is today. Number 16 is a great par 3. It can play anywhere from 200 yards to 140, and it definitely sets you up for the finish. In your opinion, we'll go through a couple of these. Number 1, most challenging hole.
Number 1 most challenging to the average golfer is hole number 9. It's a par 5. It plays straight uphill. You know, so it's difficult. You know, because you're hitting your tee ball down to the landing area, and then your second shot is uphill with some bunkering on the left side of the fairway, so they can kind of sneak in and bite you there. But then the green is elevated a little bit above the fairway, so.
Other side of the coin, the one that maybe where that elusive birdie is most gettable.
I go back to another par 5, number 4. It's like I said, it's a driver, kind of mid iron for a longer hitter. That way you can, you know, knock it on in 2 and maybe 2 putt, sometimes 3 putt. So. And
then your favorite. You only get to play one more golf hole in your life out here at Jack Frost National. It would be?
My favorite is hole number 14. It's a long par 4, dog-leg left with a nice elevated fairway where you're hitting down to the green, which sits into a nice culvert of trees with some bunkering on it. So just looks like it's just naturally set there, that hole. So
nothing better than teeing off with an amazing view. Playing in the mountains with this much elevation change, blind shots are inescapable, but the bunkering can help you direct your tee ball to a good spot. It's time for our Strack-A-Line putt of the day, and do we ever need their help with this putt? Can't get any more difficult. Side of a hill, uphill, downhill, double breaker. Thanks for some direction from Strack-A-Line. Is my favorite hole here? The 19th hole.
I figured that one.
And one of the reasons is you've got a great bar inside that's very welcoming, but then there's the pavilion that looks out this unbelievable scene behind us, whether you're outside the pavilion or inside itself with on a chillier day with the little heaters in there working. And it is one of the coolest places to hang out in the Pocono Mountains.
I agree with you. I mean, and our golfers agree with you. They've really taken a liking to the 19th hole now with the Pavilion. We got 2 big TVs in there for them to watch the golf tournament or football on a fall day. So it's been great. The girls do a fantastic job with getting them some good food and always having a nice cold beer for them. So.
Okay, speaking of food, the food service associated with Jack Frost National has really stepped up. Right down the road, a place called the Boulder View Tavern, now under the same ownership, sits right on the lake underneath Big Boulder ski area. I've known it for many, many years. I owned a house right there at one time, and it now is a must dining stop in the Pocono Mountains.
It is. We've been very fortunate to expand our role here and take over the tavern, and it sits right on Big Boulder Lake. Got some great views in the wintertime of Big Boulder ski area. It's all lit up at night, so it really adds to the dining experience. So our ownership is very good at making sure the decor of the restaurant is changing with every season, every holiday. Our owner's wife, Ann Beatty, she does a fantastic job with just changing up all of our decorations. We'll do 3 to 4 decoration changes of the whole restaurant in a month period. So our outdoor bar on Boulder Lake is fantastic. We expanded it. One of the biggest issues we had were people just not being able to find a bar seat, which is more a problem in the winter in the Poconos normally, but in the summertime, being in such a great spot with great lake views and the beautiful weather we get up here, we expanded that, and it's going to be a home run for, people just love it. So.
Breakfast time in the Pocono Mountains is a big thing for the vacationers, and nothing is bigger than the brunch at Boulder View Tavern. Go through the entire lineup, but don't miss the omelet station. You'll never forget it. Now, the name Boulder View Tavern may skew the assessment of the viewers a little bit, because yes, it has tavern food, yes, it has casual dining, but it also morphs into fine dining, and you can get as good a dinner there as you can find anywhere in the Poconos.
Absolutely. I mean, our team of chefs, we have 10 to 12 working year round. They do fantastic upscale, filet mignon, steak specials, seafood dishes. So they're excellent at, giving you what you want. And our daily specials, we do change them, so often that, even if you come in and don't want something off the core menu, you can graduate into one of our specials that we're running that evening. So.
All right, we pinned you down on your favorite hole. I'm going to pin you down once again on that favorite go-to dish. If you're at the Boulder View Tavern, the one thing you can't miss is...
Well, if you look at me, most all of them, but no. I think some of our more popular dishes are our salmon dish, our shrimp and garlic dish. But my personal favorite is the chicken margarita, which is a pasta dish, and it's fantastic. So can't go wrong. You can choose just about anything, and you'll enjoy yourself. So. All
right, Jack Frost golf course during the day. Maybe a little happy hour at the Pavilion, Boulder View Tavern at night, all under one umbrella. See Keith DeVos. He is the king of hospitality at both sites. Trust me, you'll love it.
In late 2017, Tour Edge Golf decided it was time to put the Tour back in Tour Edge. Exotic CBX fairways and hybrids were really first introduced at the last few events of the Champions Tour season. It was perfect timing for Tour Edge to plant their flag on the PGA Tour Champions Tour. Tour Edge founder, president, and master club designer David Glaude had just released his new exotic CBX line. Due to the unique combination of titanium, stainless steel, and carbon fiber, Glaude saved over 50 grams of weight to make these clubs spin-killing distance machines. Tour Edge had now found a home on the PGA Tour Champions. Not only being able to attract a large amount of new players to play exotics, they were attracting the finest players ever to play the game.
A lot of great players with it in play. Scotty McCarron, one of them. Tom Lehman, to boot, another tour winner this year. So that's hybrids and fairwoods. So really doing well in the hybrid category on the tours as well as the fairwoods.
The hot streak continued into 2019 when Tour Edge Exotic staff player Tom Lehman rallied to win the PGA Tour Champions season opening Mitsubishi Electric Championship in Hawaii with an 18-degree Exotic CBX hybrid and a number 2 Exotic CBX Ironwood in play. The victory was Lehman's 12th PGA Tour Champions victory and his second in the past 2 seasons while playing exotics clubs.
Yeah, like their rescue clubs especially, particularly. They have even some newer ones, some better ones that just came out this year. So to me, that's really the issue is, I really enjoy everyone involved with the company. They're good people, and their products are exceptional, I think. And if they can help make you better, then you have to use it. So it's kind of a natural progression.
There have now been over 400 exotics clubs in play over the past year by over 60 different professionals, only a total of 8 of them on staff with Tour Edge. PGA Tour Champions player Scott McCarron has made major strides thanks in part to exotics. He's playing an 18-degree Exotic CBX 119 hybrid in a Project X even flow black shaft.
So I put this Exotic CBX 119 hybrid in play. And the reason I put it in play, it's got a little deeper face. I can hit a little bit high on the face and the ball still goes great without spinning too much. This has been the best hybrid I've ever played. You guys got to get out there and try this.
Duffy Waldorf now has 3 Tour Edge Exotics clubs in the bag, the EXS driver, a CBX 3-wood, and 18-degree hybrid. Tim Petrovic is playing up to 4 exotics clubs depending on the course. He usually plays an Exotic CBX 15-degree 3-wood, an 18-degree Exotic CBX 119 5-wood, and his favorite club in the bag, the Exotics 3 CBX Ironwood. If Tour Edge Exotics can help some of the best golfers on the planet, just imagine what it can do to improve your game.
We have Brian Nuss, the superintendent here at Jack Frost National, and he's been here, well, pretty much from day one. Not only does he have to keep it lush and green now, but he had to do the grow-in. Brian, welcome to the Traveling Golfer.
Thank you.
Hey, that was not an easy job growing in this golf course. I know the designers and the shapers all had to deal with rock and elevation. Tell us what it was like to get this grass to stick on the side of this mountain.
It took a lot. The first 2 years through the grown, we had a lot of rain, the soil. I mean, we cut this out of an oak forest, so the soil is rocky, it's clay, pH is extremely acidic, so we had to put a lot of amendments out, a lot of time watering, seeding, overseeding.
Seeding again.
Seeding again.
Washouts were a problem.
Yes, our second year we had a hurricane come through, and it seemed like once a week we had heavy rain, so a lot of washouts to fix out the second year.
Well, the end result was unbelievable, and to tell you the truth, the conditioning really pretty much from after the first year has really been good here. The climate obviously is good for growing grass.
Yeah, it's really good for growing grass up here. The season's a lot shorter, but during the hot times where people are struggling, we have great weather up here.
Tell us about these greens. They putt great. The ball rolls well. What do you have on there as far as the grass?
It's A4 bent grass.
A4 bent grass, and that, of course, can be made just about as fast as you would ever like.
We're running in between 10s and 11s on the stimp meter.
And of course, they're large greens.
So we average about 8,500 square feet per green, so they're pretty big.
The hills may have made it tough to get the grass to grow there, but once it did, I'll bet it helps drainage.
Yeah, when they built the course, they put in a very, very good drainage system on top of it. So with all the hills, the water runs up, runs off, runs to the drains, and gets off the course very quickly.
Now, I know, Brian, that with some of these spectacular views, You get sunsets here that are absolutely unbelievable. The golfers can come out to watch them. The animals come out to watch them too then, huh?
Yeah, it's a great place to be at sunset. You come out, not only do you get great views with the sunset, you can see quite a bit of wildlife, and usually the friendlier wildlife that you want to see at that time.
A little bit of quiet time at the end of a busy show. The Boulder View Tavern behind us, the serene Big Boulder Lake and Big Boulder ski area. Also, a lot of great golf at Jack Frost National behind us. But you know one thing that will stay with us? All of the memories of some great summer golf in the Pocono Mountains and at its championship course, Jack Frost National. We hope to see you somewhere else along the golf trail with the Traveling Golfer.
Tony Leodora's golf wardrobe, courtesy of Antigua, the leader in modern golf apparel.
Tour Edge is the official equipment sponsor of the Traveling Golfer.